What is up, guys? In today's video, we're testing out another Slayer monster for 3 hours to see how much money it makes on an alt account. If you're unfamiliar with the series, we test out Slayer monsters in RuneScape to see if they are worth making an alt account. We test each monster for 3 hours and we have already made over 10 videos in this series. I highly recommend checking them out in the description if you're interested. We normally use my Slayer alt account that we made to achieve 77 Slayer for Brutal Black Dragons, but the account is currently becoming a Rune Dragon alt for another series on the channel, so I'm using the main today. The way we choose which monster to test is based completely off of what you guys vote for in my community tab. Last week, you guys voted for Nechryaels, so that is what we are doing. There is a new poll posted now, so go ahead and vote for the monster that you want to see tested next. Additionally, if you have any suggestions for a Slayer monster that you want to see tested, or maybe a method to do it, leave it in the comment section. Keep in mind, pretty soon we'll have to stop doing Slayer monsters and switch to testing other alts like Rune Dragon alts, Demonic Gorilla alts, Barrows alts, and other types of alts. I'm also using the main because Nechryaels require 80 Slayer and my alt account only has 77 Slayer. The combat stats on my account are 95 attack, 99 strength, 91 defense, 94 range, 70 prayer, 85 magic, and 98 hit points. It also has 80 Slayer, so that works out perfect for the Nechryaels. The setup we will be using will be a melee setup for the Nechryaels in the Canopus Slayer Tower because the greater Nechryaels in the Catacombs do not make nearly as much money when meleeing them because you have to use prayer potions and they are also stronger. The gear we are using is the Helm of Nada's Knot, an Unholy Blessing, a Fire Cape, the Arc-like because it is the best weapon against the Nechryaels. If you do not have it, you can instead use a Whip or Rapier. We are also using the Dragon Defender, Bando's Chestplate and Tacit, which can easily be swapped for Barrows pieces, or the Fighter's Torso and Obsidian Legs. We are also using Primordial Boots, which can be swapped for Dragon Boots, the Barrows Gloves, and the Berserker Ring imbued. In the inventory, we have the Saradomin Godsword for its special attack, which heals both prayer and health, 3 super combat potions, a 2-dose stamina potion to run to the Nechryaels from the Fairy Ring, a Drayman Staff to use the Fairy Ring to teleport near the Slayer Tower, a Slayer Helmet because we have to run past Aberrant Spectres, which drain stats without a nose peg or Slayer Helm. We also have Alchemy Runes in our rune pouch, and teleport tabs to my house to restore stats if needed, and also to bank, as well as to use my Fairy Ring. Additionally, if you do not have a Saradomin Godsword and you don't want to use Bando's armor, you could instead bring full Guthans and heal that way. I've noticed that the Saradomin Godsword and full Bandos will actually average more kills per hour, so I am doing that instead in an attempt to make the most money possible as an alt account. Now I will show you guys how to get there. Go ahead and equip your Slayer Helmet and your Drayman Staff and teleport to the closest Fairy Ring. My closest Fairy Ring is actually in my house, so that is the Fairy Ring that I will be using. If you do not have that, you could teleport to the Ardorn one using the Ardorn Cloak. Go ahead and teleport to CKS, which is Mauritania Canopus, on your Fairy Ring. Once you are in Canopus, go ahead and run north, and continue to run north until you are towards the Slayer Tower. If you do have a Slayer Ring, you could instead use the Slayer Ring and teleport directly in front of the Slayer Tower. But I don't have 75 crafting, so I didn't think it was necessary to buy one. Go ahead and sip your stamina potion. Once you get to the door, go ahead and run inside. If you do have 61 agility, go ahead and climb up this spiky chain. If not, run all the way around and climb up the stairs, and then run all the way around until you get to here. This is the Aberrant Spectres area that I was talking about. These Aberrant Spectres will attack you, and if you do not have a nose peg, you will lose a lot of your stats. It'll drain your attack, and your strength, and your defense. Then go ahead and run east. We're going to run to the northeastern corner, just past the Gargoyles. Run through this door. Go ahead and close it, and then you are at the Nechryaels. We will now start the timer and start attacking the Nechryaels. I will then show you guys the loot at the end of the first hour, and I will show you any cool drops we get in between. Just got a cool milestone on the account. We just got 92 defense, and we now have a total level of 1775, so that's impressive. One thing that I have noticed about these Nechryaels that is annoying is these death spawn and attack you, so I kind of run around to try to avoid them. And then I'm also trying to prayer flick. I'm not really good at it, but I'm doing it every once in a while to conserve my food. And the Saradomin Godsword spec is actually really helpful and really useful, especially if you hit a high number. It heals you all the way and restores your prayer. We are almost done with our first hour at Nechryaels. It's actually gone really well, and I feel like we've made a ton of GP. So far, we've made 711k, so we're averaging 700k an hour. After this Nechryael kill, I'm actually going to go ahead and go bank, because my inventory is pretty full, but I could technically stay here if I wanted to. The Saradomin Godsword is definitely something that I would recommend. Definitely use it and bring it here if you have it. The special attack is very OP. We will now do the second hour, and I will come back if I get any interesting drops or if I have to bank again before the second hour. If you guys have not subscribed yet, go ahead and consider subscribing right now, because around 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed, and we're getting closer and closer to 5k subs. So if you want to help the channel out and see my future content, go ahead and subscribe right now. We have just reached the end of the second hour. So far, we have made about 1.3 mil. So that means we were making 650k an hour, which is actually really good. I'm hoping to bump that up to 700k an hour in this third hour, but if we do not reach that, 650k is still really good. So now I'll be back when we're done with the third hour, and then we will go to the Grand Exchange and see how much money we made from Nechryaels on an alt account. We have just finished the third hour. I've actually really enjoyed my time here. Again, I can't stress how good the Ceridoma Godsword is. I did not bank during this trip, so in total in the 3 hours I only banked once. So the Ceridoma Godsword really helped me heal, and I did use prayer. I kind of flicked / used it. But now we will go to the Grand Exchange. I will get all the items from the Rune Light loot tracker, and also I will calculate all the high alks that I got, and then we will go ahead and see how much money we made in 3 hours on an alt account at Nechryaels. How much money did we make from 3 hours of meleeing Nechryaels? We made 2,140,000 GP, which is 700k an hour, which is actually really good. Compared to the loot tracker on RuneLight, we only missed out on about 10k GP in drops. I am pleasantly surprised with these results. I honestly thought that we would make less. I would highly recommend using the Ceridoma Godsword. I know I've said it a lot, but it is definitely worth it. If you're going to kill the Nechryaels for money, but you do not have the Godsword, you could camp there with Guthans and get slower kills, or just bank when needed. If you have an account with 80 Slayer, definitely consider camping Nechryaels for money, as it is easy money and it's decently AFK. The only part that I did not enjoy was the spawns that kept attacking me, as they were pretty annoying. If you guys have not voted in the new poll, go ahead and vote now, and also leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you guys have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing now. We are getting closer and closer to 5k subs. Thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video.